Marilee gets back to her hometown and runs into her ex, Zachary. While trying to avoid him, she gets roped into finding homes for 9 adorable kittens around Christmas with him. Zachary is trying to get hold of his cat, Ambrose, at work. His colleague, Gabby, thinks Ambrose must be anxious because of Zachary's upcoming ski trip with the boys. It has become an annual tradition for Zachary during Christmas. Zachary understands that his boss, Sam, misses having him at the house. Sam wants him to volunteer that night, but Zachary refuses to wear his costume. In Miami, Dr. Marilee White, a veterinarian, goes through holiday pet hazards with her staff. She doesn't want any emergencies when she's away for Christmas. She picks up her cat, Duchess, and is in a good mood when she meets her boyfriend, Miles. He gifts a chew toy to Duchess, so Marilee wonders if he's guilty about not flying with them. Miles assures her he'll be on the next flight to Oregon once he finishes that year's books. Miles suggests that Marilee can use the extra time without him to catch up with her family. She hasn't been home for Christmas in 5 years. She has achieved a lot during that time, like opening her practice and finishing her residency. He thinks he should celebrate that with her family. Marilee asks Miles to promise that he will be there. Sam hands over an outfit for the event that night to Zachary, who isn't happy about it. Marilee flies to Bend in Oregon to stay with her sister, Jacqueline, and her husband, Kyle. Marilee's niece, Sierra, wonders how Marilee came up with Duchess's name. Marilee explains that she wanted her to have a name like Queenie, her cat before Duchess. Marilee misses Queenie a lot, who ruled her heart. She feels like Duchess is more of a listener. Sierra reminds Marilee that Jacqueline has been waiting for her to get a tree that year. Jacqueline shows Marilee a box from their mother that she found at the lake house. It's a 20-year-old present they never opened. Marilee explains that when their parents passed away suddenly, they missed out on a lot of things. They let Sierra open it and find an advent calendar. They know their mom must have made it herself. Sierra opens the compartments according to date, and they find a sleigh bell. Marilee and Jacqueline remember how their mother used to sew them in their cat's collar. Jacqueline asks why Miles isn't around. Marilee is still happy with him because she loves that he's more ambitious than her. Marilee thinks they are at a good crossroads now that they're more settled professionally. She's excited for Jacqueline to see his non-work side when he's there for a week. Jacqueline explains that the photos with Santa moved from Town Green last year when the firefighters took over. She asks Marilee not to worry about Zachary, who always takes a ski trip this time of year. Sierra remembers Zachary and his cat from a few years ago. Marilee explains that she dated him when she was in Oregon, but stopped when she moved away. She bumps into Zachary dressed as an elf, and they both feel awkward. Only one of them should. It gets worse when Sierra insists they were talking about him. Marilee stays back to catch up with Zachary when the others leave. Marilee clarifies that they were talking about Ambrose and not him. Zachary feels bad about Queenie's passing 4.5 years ago. Marilee still feels the loss since she had Queenie for 18 years. It happened right when she moved to Miami. Marilee still thinks it has been better since she got her own clinic after that. Zachary always knew she would run her own clinic one day. He has been made captain but is still working at the fire station like before. He likes that he can travel more with the promotion. She fixes the bell in his costume, and they go their separate ways when it gets awkward. Marilee runs into Sam and his wife Harriet. She is impressed to see how much their daughter, Gabby, has grown up over the years. She excuses herself when Jacqueline calls her to the Santa booth. Jacqueline asks about Zachary, who seemed good to Marilee. A firefighter, Caleb, asks them to attend a benefit for a children's hospital. Marilee tries to take 4 tickets, so Jacqueline reminds her that they need 5 for Miles too. Zachary tries to convince Ambrose that she will survive when he's away for his ski trip. He gets distracted by a box with many abandoned kittens. Harriet is glad to have Sam at home when she's baking for the charity. His days off are very rare, so she wants to make the most of her time with him. Sam gets distracted by a message from Zachary. Harriet understands that he has to rush to the fire station. Marilee and Jacqueline discuss how much Sierra loves Duchess. Marilee is glad someone is giving her the attention she never could. Jacqueline wonders how she and Miles make time for each other when they are so busy. Marilee claims they try to sneak in some flirting in the hallways and a few lunch dates in the middle. They make Sierra take out another item from the advent calendar, which is a present. Jacqueline asks for Marilee's help to choose a Christmas present for Sierra. Zachary shows Sam the 9 kittens. He believes they need to get checked out first. Zachary wants to take them to Ambrose's vet nearby to start the process. Marilee is worried because Miles is still stuck at work. He doesn't want to turn off his work switch, even for her family. He suggests flying out to meet her later, but it's not the same as Christmas for her. Miles can tell she's upset about it and offers to fly out the next day. Marilee refuses to let him offer this as a concession. She reminds him of all the events they missed recently because of work. She hates that they have missed all important milestones in the last 2 years. She feels bad about breaking up with Miles and because he didn't even fight for her. Jacqueline still feels sure she did the right thing. It's still a lot more complicated, since Marilee co-owns the clinic with Miles. They bump into Zachary, who is taking the kittens to the vet. He explains that someone abandoned them. Jacqueline knows that Dr. Roberts retired last month. Zachary feels bad he forgot about that, but Marilee reminds them she's a vet. She can tell that the kittens are about 10 weeks old. She even offers to arrange for their shots. Zachary doesn't want to impose on her family, but they know Sierra will love having the kittens around. Since Zachary's place is in a mess, he's glad that this will give him time to find homes for them. Marilee learns that he's postponing his ski trip to figure out the kitten situation. Jacqueline suggests they should work together because she knows Marilee wants to help. Marilee and Zachary take cute photos of the kittens for the adoption flyers. Sam finds Harriet shopping for her Secret Santa and starts flirting with her. He wants them to start a tradition of kissing every day. He admits that he's thinking of stepping down as fire chief. He wants to announce his retirement at the benefit on Saturday. Sam teases Zachary for forcing Marilee into the kitten operation. Marilee is excited to help, and Zachary also shows them the cute kitten photos. Harriet wants to adopt 2 kittens as soon as she looks at them. Sam asks Marilee and Zachary to give him a few days to kitten-proof the house. Marilee and Jacqueline are excited to show Sierra all the kittens. Jacqueline makes it clear they can only keep them for a few days. Marilee explains that all the kittens need an owner to care for them. Jacqueline asks Sierra not to get attached. She still names them after all of Santa's reindeer. Sierra rushes to find old socks since she wants to make stockings for them. Marilee is excited to show Zachary a flyer she made for Prancer, asking humans to adopt him in a cute way. He admits that it's much better than what he came up with. Marilee looks at his flyer and praises his point about adopting kittens in pairs. Zachary soon gets called for duty and asks Marilee to bring the kittens to the charity present wrapping. Sam is impressed that Zachary took care of the fire and returned to his place later. Zachary gives him flowers for Harriet, since he still hasn't forgiven Sam for the elf suit. Some wounds run deep. Sam understands why Zachary wants to run away during Christmas. He also wants Zachary to know that he's family and a part of all their traditions. He talks about how important it is to hold on to the good times when there are changes. Sam then admits that he's thinking of retiring. Zachary is happy for Sam, but doesn't know how he will work without him. Sam assures him they won't get rid of each other so quickly. Zachary teases Gabby about how well she's doing her work. Gabby asks him to be nice to her, since she's handing over assignments at the benefit on Saturday. Zachary doesn't want to attend, so he can find homes for the kittens. Gabby informs him that Sam plans to announce his retirement that day. Zachary knows he must attend the benefit now, but he's worried about finding a gift. He hates all of Gabby's gift ideas. Marilee bakes a cake their mom used to make. She's proud that it tastes exactly like how they remember. Since Jacqueline is struggling with Sierra's gift, Marilee reminds her there are kittens up for adoption. Jacqueline is sure she is not ready for pets yet. Gabby and Caleb continue to discuss more horrible gift ideas. Gabby suddenly realizes what Sam needs. She shows them a truck Sam bought at an online auction. He has wanted to restore it for a very long time. Gabby has started repairing it, but has only worked on the tank and the engine. Zachary knows they can all help restore the truck's body in time. Zachary asks Marilee to hold his cat so Ambrose doesn't see him and gets jealous. He's too late, but Ambrose is distracted by Marilee. She tries to get Ambrose to talk to the kittens, but he runs away. Marilee and Zachary take over the adoption event. They explain how they thoroughly inspect kittens and neuter them before delivery. Zachary asks Gabby about the progress on the truck. Becca's wife is loaning them paint guns and sanders, so she hopes they can finish it on time. Prancer seems to like Mason, so Marilee jokes about them having a family resemblance. That's one way to find them a home. She fills Zachary in about their progress with adoption. She doesn't like how he's wrapping a gift and shows him the right way to do it. Jacqueline is proud that Marilee managed to get 4 kittens adopted that day. Marilee admits she did it with Zachary's help, who was a lot of fun. She remembers the time they were dating for 2 years. She wanted more, but Zachary didn't want to mess up a good thing. Jacqueline thinks it's common for people not to deal with change. She's also glad Marilee took the internship in Miami then. Marilee now knows that Zachary didn't step up when he had to. This is why she has to move on even if they have great chemistry. Zachary starts discussing his night with Ambrose the following day. He knows Ambrose can smell kittens and Marilee on him. He doesn't want to get his hopes up because Marilee made up her mind about him a long time ago. Sam calls Zachary for a walk with him. Sam explains that he needs to name a successor at the benefit. Zachary doesn't think anyone can transform the department like Sam has. Sam admits he's trying to ask Zachary to take over if he wants to. Jacqueline and Marilee remember their childhood in Jamestown as they watch Sierra. Even after 5 years, Marilee couldn't make Miami her home. Jacqueline still thinks Miami was good for Marilee, since she realized what she didn't want. Marilee admits that she wants a practice with boundaries and flexibility. She also wants a job where she can take leaves. Zachary suggests they should come up with their own kitten event. Marilee likes the idea of a cat cafe. She asks Zachary to ask the cafe owner, Kate, about it. Jacqueline offers an extra pecan bun to whoever guesses that day's charm in the advent calendar. Marilee gets it right, but Sierra wonders what a bow means. Marilee and Jacqueline realize these pieces are from their mom's charm bracelet. She used to wear it to church and only took it off while making cookies. Marilee and Jacqueline then used to fight about who would get to wear it. They feel good thinking they have a piece of their mom back. Zachary has successfully convinced Kate to let them make a cat cafe. He promised a bunch of firemen in return, which apparently never fails. He reminds Marilee of the time they first met at that store. He remembers how she scolded him for giving milk to Ambrose. Marilee now thinks of him as a superhero for taking care of so many cats. Zachary admits that means a lot coming from her. Marilee is impressed with the crowd at their cat cafe. Zachary knew it would work when all the ladies heard about the firefighters. Marilee and Zachary try to brag about how great it is to own a cat. When Marilee runs out of cat jokes, Kate shows her sweater with one embroidered. Have to love the dedication. Marilee asks why Kate doesn't have a cat. Kate is so busy with the cafe that she doesn't want a cat to wait for her at home all day. Marilee suggests getting a sleepy bookstore cat and shows her one she might like. Marilee is proud that Prancer and Vixen have been claimed. Comet is also going to a lady who probably liked Zachary's joke. Dasher and Dancer are going with Sam, and Kate is adopting another one. They only have 3 kittens left. Zachary informs Marilee that Sam is stepping down, and he wants him to take over. Zachary doesn't know if he wants the job, but Marilee believes he's perfect for it. Zachary doesn't want to sign up for more drama when he's good the way he is. This sounds too familiar to Marilee, so she decides not to interfere. She panics when she realizes Rudolph is missing. They look around the store and bump into each other till they finally find him. Zachary tries to explain what he said earlier about being good. Marilee refuses to have this discussion before their big day. Jacqueline and Marilee remember how they used to play with their parents like Sierra is with Kyle. Marilee is particular about the tree she wants. She fills Sierra in about the Christmas tree test. Zachary is performing the same test with Sam on the other side. Marilee claims the tree before Zachary has any chance. He feels bad about letting the perfect one go. Marilee asks him to take it as a teachable moment. She asks him not to hesitate the next time he finds something perfect. The others feel awkward and scatter in different directions. When Jacqueline and Sierra decorate the tree, Marilee keeps getting messages from Zachary. He wants her help with some flyers outside a church choir. Jacqueline assures her the tree is in good hands while she takes care of the kittens. Zachary makes fun of Marilee's ineffective gloves when she's feeling very cold. He warms her hands properly with his. They get interrupted by Linda, who remembers them as the Cat Cafe people. She meant to come to the event and agreed to adopt all 3 kittens from them. Zachary and Marilee don't believe how easy that was. Marilee knows that Linda is reliable because she founded a cat rescue. Jacqueline wonders if Marilee will stop hanging out with Zachary now. Marilee knows they only have a few home visits now that the cats are all adopted. She takes down the card with a photo of her and Miles on the fridge. Miles has been texting her about work, but she wants to focus on family. Sam is overwhelmed by the surprise he gets for retirement. He gets all teary when his staff asks him to drive his new vehicle. Marilee and Zachary come to drop off the 3 kittens with Linda. They only have to drop off 2 other kittens with Sam and Harriet after this. Zachary jokes about what Marilee will do with all the free time once they're done. Linda feels bad she didn't call Marilee and Zachary before. The rescue just got a litter that is her responsibility, so she can't take their 3 kittens. She hopes she didn't ruin Christmas for them, but they almost look relieved. Marilee and Zachary discuss their options to get the last 3 kittens adopted. Marilee thinks only a giant billboard with their cute faces can help them. That's not a bad idea. Harriet is excited about having the cats over and loves that they're cat people now. Zachary and Marilee bring the kittens to their place. Marilee plans to not interfere with their tree trimming. She wants to leave once she gets the adoption papers signed. Zachary reminds her that she's invited too after he suggested it. Sam, Harriet, and Gabby love the kittens. Sam asks all of them to decorate the tree while he babysits. Zachary knows he will really miss Sam's Christmas brew at the firehouse. Sam assures him he'll keep dropping it off every November to keep his legacy alive. Zachary has decided to take over as the fire chief. He insists it's not because of Marilee. He believes that a lot of it has to do with how much Sam has helped him over the years. He asks Sam to wait before he informs the others so he can take care of a few things. Marilee is still worried about finding homes for the kittens. She wants to brainstorm with Zachary in the morning. Zachary plans to work on it that night. He asks her to meet him at the firehouse in a few hours. Jacqueline teases Marilee about her meeting with Zachary. Marilee insists there's nothing more to it than pet adoption. Marilee arrives at the firehouse to find a huge banner with the kittens on Sam's retirement gift that can be used as a billboard. She learns that Zachary arranged for all of this within an hour. He also plans to park the truck in front of the benefit the next day, so more people know about the kittens. Marilee suddenly kisses him, and is surprised by it herself. She apologizes and runs away. Marilee asks Duchess if she thinks her life is together. If only cats could talk. Marilee is proud of starting her own practice, but feels stupid for kissing an ex-boyfriend she has been trying to get over. Zachary discusses the events of the night with Ambrose. He doesn't know what to think of it at all. Jacqueline asks for Marilee's opinion on a dress for the benefit. Marilee is more worried about giving Zachary some mixed signals. She explains that she kissed him, and doesn't know what's wrong with her. She feels like she has put her past behind her, but the feelings for Zachary are still there. Jacqueline assures her that people change their minds and can improve. She asks Marilee to make her decision to move back home for herself. Sam is impressed with what Zachary plans to do, so the kittens get adopted. Zachary admits that when he showed it to Marilee, she kissed him. He feels sure that Marilee doesn't want to repeat what happened in the past. He also knows that she can't see that he has changed. Zachary admits that he made some mistakes in the past that he didn't even apologize for. Sam knows he has been happily married for 30 years because he keeps admitting his mistakes. Gina is nervous at the benefit because Sam still hasn't told her who is taking his place. Zachary assures her things will be fine and that he'll always support her. As they watch Marilee joining the party, Gina asks him to talk to her. Zachary is as surprised to see Marilee there as she is. Sam thanks the crowd for supporting the children's hospital. He announces that the fundraiser has been very successful. He also announces that he's stepping down as fire chief. He asks them to warmly welcome someone they already know in his place. Marilee is surprised to learn that Zachary has accepted the position. Kyle asks Jacqueline if she can recreate a dish, so she asks him to get more samples. Miles turns up at the benefit and recognizes Jacqueline. Marilee dances with Zachary and wonders why he took the fire chief position. Zachary admits he finally started thinking about how things could be better. He apologizes for making Marilee move to Miami. He remembers the time she told him what she wanted, and he let her go. He assures her he has learned from his mistakes and wants to ask her something. Jacqueline interrupts them so she can take Marilee away. She brings her to Miles, and Marilee knows he's probably making a grand gesture. Sierra is drinking a lot of chocolate milk so she can stay up late on Christmas Eve. Miles understands that Marilee got upset when he canceled the trip. He still doesn't want to throw away what they built together. Marilee wants the clinic to thrive, but insists she can't work with him in Miami. Miles offers to hire a new vet to cover extra time. She asks him to sit with her and talk. Sierra wonders if anyone will likely adopt Donner, Blitzen, and Rudolph. Zachary assures her he found some people who are interested. He gets distracted by Marilee and Miles talking outside the window. Sierra recognizes Miles from Marilee's Christmas card. That can't be good. Marilee asks Miles to not apologize for working so hard. She was drawn to him because of his ambition itself. She clarifies that she wants to be home again for her friends and family in Jamestown. She hugs him and lets him go. She notices Zachary and Sierra looking at them and tries to find him. Jacqueline knows Marilee didn't mention her breakup with Miles to Sierra, so it might create some confusion. Marilee tries to call Zachary, but she doesn't think he'll entertain her at his place. Marilee feels terrible about being in the same place with him again years later. She wonders why Zachary didn't just ask her about Miles. She feels like no time has passed when she's with Zachary, even if it has. Marilee complains about her night to Duchess and asks for advice. Duchess starts digging into her purse and throws Marilee's phone at her. Marilee agrees to try calling Zachary one more time for her. Zachary thinks Ambrose should feel lucky he's not a silly human like him. He feels bad for assuming things will magically work out for him. He feels weird that Marilee had a boyfriend, but he still doesn't know if she owes him an explanation. He knows even he was wrong for not stopping her when she went to Miami. He doesn't want to answer the call from Marilee. Ambrose steps on his phone and accidentally picks up the call. What is with the cat sense? He hears Marilee's voice, but doesn't say anything. Marilee can hear Ambrose purring and hopes Zachary is listening too. She explains that she broke up with Miles a long time ago for many reasons. She admits that it was mostly because Zachary set a very high bar. Jacqueline reminds Sierra that moms of the family are supposed to gift their daughters something on Christmas Eve. Jacqueline shows her bowls for Donner and Blitzen, and Kyle makes it clear that they're adopting them. Jacqueline reminds Sierra that she will be responsible for them. Sam wonders why Zachary ran away from the party that night when even Marilee was looking for him. Marilee is trying to hide something from Jacqueline and pretends it's for work. Jacqueline knows something is fishy and finds a rental application for Dr. Roberts' office. Marilee explains that Miles is buying her out at the clinic. She still needs to take care of some paperwork in Miami. After that, she can be a full-time vet in Jamestown. Marilee assures her she's moving back because she wants to be close to her family. They decide to finish the advent calendar and find a wreath. They remember how their mom used to make wreaths for everyone. She used to think that love always comes full circle, especially at Christmas. They all get into a group hug but hear the doorbell. Marilee finds Zachary outside when she goes to open the door with Rudolph. He has realized that being around Marilee makes him very happy. He admits she sets a high bar too, so Marilee knows he heard her message. They discuss how weird it is that their cats made them talk to each other last night. Someone had to. He asks her to tag along for a home visit since someone wants to adopt Rudolph. Zachary gives no details about the couple wanting to adopt him. He brings Marilee to his new house and tries to finish his conversation from last night. He admits that he made a huge mistake by letting her go. He's sure now that they're inseparable. He asks her to adopt Rudolph with him and gives her a wreath. He also bends down on his knee and proposes to her with a ring. She kisses him and confirms that she wants to marry him.